Titanic, a timeless film. It came out in 1997, but I think it can still pass off as a modern film. 84 years after the incident of the sinking Titanic, we see Rose retelling her side of the story. Rose narrates the film from her point of view, from her experiences, from her. Instead of calling it the Ship of Dreams like many did, Rose considered the Titanic as a slave ship taking her back to America in chains. Here we see Rose and Jack when they first meet after he saved her life. They quickly fall in love and are inseparable. Then later the iceberg hits the ship, causing it to sink. Rose and Jack are floating in the water when Jack makes Rose promise that she will not give up and move forward and die old in her bed, not here and not now. She is later saved by a boat that comes back. After she retells her story, the flashback ends and we are back. Here we see Rose asleep in her bed with the pictures of her living her life and actually keeping her promise. We assume she reunites with Jack and the lost souls of the Titanic. Editing. Here we see a dissolve from the underwater version of the Titanic to the modern new ship. Here we see a dissolve in progress. As you can see in the image, people are waving goodbye. Here is a focused image after the dissolve as the people are waving goodbye, probably to their loved ones. A dissolve is hard to see and because it's the overlapping of two images. Here's the after image. Here's another dissolve. We see Rose laughing, having a good time at a party with Jack. Then it dissolves into the morning after, as Cal and Rose are having tea. Here we see two groups of men, both doing the same thing, drinking and smoking. But because of the props and clothing, we can distinguish upper and lower class. Rose, being from upper class, we notice her wearing bright clothing, beads, jewelry, over the top kind of things. Here we see Rose's mother, Ruth, wearing really fancy hats with flowers and feathers, as well as laced clothes and gloves. Here we see one version of a party the upper class is having. Here we see another version, this time from the lower class. We see Rose and Jack, and in the background we see the lower class wearing neutral colored clothing, grays and blacks and browns. To help us distinguish the difference between the classes, here is Jack wearing what the upper class would be and how he normally looks in the film. Here is the use of lighting. It can definitely set a scene, making it seem dangerous and frustrating, and that's exactly what this scene represents. Here we see the use of props. The props just happen to be Picasso's work, proving that Rose is a modern woman. Here we see an artist, Jack, observing another artist's work in the use of painting and color. Here we see another sense of props. These images prove that Rose did keep her promise and learned how to fly and ride a horse. Here we see the theme, money can't buy happiness, because even after Cal gave Rose the heart of the ocean, he didn't get to keep her. She fell madly in love with Jack. Here we see James Cameron, who won several Academy Awards with his film. And if you haven't seen a Titanic, I suggest you should. You'd really enjoy it.